Hey you guys. Yeah, put this there. Hey you guys, welcome to another video. Today it's gonna be, I'm not sure how the outcome of this video will be. I don't know if it'll just be like a talkie me showy video or if it's gonna be a speed paint. Oh, and then I'm knocking stuff over. Not a good start to this video. My area is falling apart. So, I went to the thrift store today and I got this guy, and actually I got this Jessie doll for, I think they were $4 each. And she's in pretty good condition. I'm pretty sure like the only thing she's missing is her hat. She doesn't have like sound anymore, but I mean that's not a big deal to me because I don't like toys that make noise or do stuff. So yeah, so she was a cool find, and you guys know I love Ninja Turtles, so I found this Michelangelo. And he literally is like a giant action figure. Like, he doesn't talk, he doesn't do things. I mean, he's got jointing at the knee, this kind of joint, so he goes out. No elbow joint, but he does have like a wrist joint and, you know, a shoulder joint, and his head's on a ball joint. But something I didn't realize until I came home, sorry, I'm taking off my jacket, it's a little warm in here, was that he actually has like, I was picking up and looking at him because I was fixing to clean him. I realized there was a hinge right here, and I was like, wait a minute. So apparently he popped open, and then that's where you store his weapons. You can see a bunch of scrapes and stuff on him. I'll get to that more here in a minute. This was the only weapon that was left inside. I found it in here. I wrapped it in my aluminum stuff so it looks like an actual metal piece. It was originally like this weird brown color. But this would be really cool because I can always make him weapons and he can actually store them. I can store them inside his shell when he's not using them. But if you look closely, he's got a lot of messed up parts. Like you can see, he's got some chipping and rubbed off parts. Oh, by the way, I did clean these dolls. I guess he's considered a doll. Figures, toys, and I cannot stress enough how much you guys should clean your stuff when you get it from the thrift store, because this is what happened to my sponge when I was cleaning him and Jessie. Jessie wasn't that dirty, but still, like, this is nasty. So, and I had one or two people comment like they never washed their stuff from the thrift store. So let this be a warning. Like, don't, if you're not going to wash it, don't put it anywhere near your mouth or anything like that, because, or don't touch it and then put your fingers in your mouth, because that's nasty. You guys are going to get sick. So, I cleaned him. He did have like a bunch of different random scuffs. Like, he had some brown marks where brown marks shouldn't have been. You can see here, I cut off the bands because he's a Mikey, so he had holders for his nunchucks. This one was completely ripped off, so what I did is I just cut them both down and kind of made them as flat as I could, so it was even. You can see right here, actually. To be honest, a lot of the scuffing on him on the backside looks as if he was ran over, to be honest, especially his elbow right there. So I don't know what he has been through, but I am loving him so far. Though I decided, you know what, I think it'd be really cool if I painted him. Not completely. I might antique his skin a little bit with another green. Paint his wraps. And the reason I'm thinking that is because he has so much scuffing. Like on his elbow pads, there's scuffing on his knee pads. There's, I don't know, he's just, and his mask is horribly scuffed. I don't know how well you guys are going to see it on the camera, but he doesn't even have his his bandana pieces anymore. So, yeah, he's gonna take some work. I'm gonna paint him. I'm trying to not, like, completely make him a full-on custom where I can't use him, because that would be pointless. But like I said, I'm gonna, like, maybe antique his skin a little bit. It won't be, like, that crazy. Paint his wraps, his elbow pieces. I might antique his shell. And then I'm gonna paint his bandana, most likely a different color. I'm thinking of going with a blue and black theme. I don't know what that means for the shell. I don't know if I'm gonna completely paint the shell or do whatever. But before I do any of that, I am going to use my Dremel and cut a curve into his shell right here. Because of the way it is, you can see that this allows him to go up, but because of his front shell, he can't do that. So, like, that's as far as he goes. So I'm going to just cut a small curve so he can actually, so I can pose him better. Because I like doing that with my turtles. I like posing them in, like, action poses and stuff. And it's really hard to do that when the shells are hard plastic in the front. So, yeah, I'm gonna work on him a little bit. You guys might see some speed paint going on. We'll see what happens. Okay, he is done, and I'm sorry I didn't do any speed paints. Part of the reason is, or sped up views of me painting. Really all I did was paint, like physically paint other parts a different color, and all I did was like dry brushing and antiquing. I didn't really do anything crazy. But because I couldn't take them apart, it was a little bit harder to like leave it in front of a camera and try and paint it. I had to pick it up and turn it around and do different things in order to get to the areas I needed to, so that's why I didn't end up doing a speed paint. But here he is, completed. I do want to make him, well, he's like, there we go. I do want to make him some more weapons, and you guys can kind of actually get a better idea of how big he is. Here, I grabbed one of the normal turtles that you can get. This is, since he is a Mikey sculpt, I grabbed the other Mikey because Mikey is the shortest out of all of the boys, so get like a comparison. So there's that. But you can actually, well, his knee pads and elbow pads and his belt were all brown, but you can kind of get an idea of what he used to look like. And I still have to glue the piece of fabric for his bandana in the back, but other than that, he's almost done. But if you're wondering like what I sealed with, after the skin, after I antique the skin first, after that I layer Mod Podge. Then I antique the shell, layer of Mod Podge, and I realized that, you guys, I don't think there's like any visual of what this back piece looks like. Looked like before, but it actually can pop open, and you can see I like covered one of his little throwing stars. This is just a dowel, if you're wondering what it is, that I just covered. I do want to actually make him some nunchucks, because I think it would be like pretty cool, and he can have like real chains to it. But antiqued this, and then after that I sealed it with Mod Podge, and then I started on all the black pieces, and these were chipping as I was painting, so I realized I had to like seal as I was painting, so nothing chipped while I was trying to do it. And then I just dry brushed for all the pieces, so I'll have a couple pictures at the in the end. I kind of, it ended up getting really dark really fast here, so I don't know if they're like the very best thing ever, but I also thought it was kind of fitting because he is, you know, the turtles normally go out not during the day but at night, towards nighttime. So these were white, this was brown, these were brown, and you can see the scuff. I might add some stuff in there to make it more like obvious, as if it was meant to be that way. But you don't see any of the scuff marks actually anymore. And then that's where his bandana used to be. But the dry brushing actually gives a good illusion of fabric, in my opinion. And then for everything else, after I sealed it with like Mod Podge originally, I put a layer of matte sealer, matte Liquitex matte varnish, and that helps give it a little bit more of like a matte look and not so like glossy, kind of how his skin is. Because the Mod Podge made the paint look plasticky, like it was painted on, like from the company, and that's, I guess, okay for his skin and his shell, but I didn't want that kind of look for his elbow pads and his hand wraps and stuff, and his foot wraps. I really like how these came out. These came out pretty cool. And then I used like a midnight blue for the pads on his elbows, and then same as like the little details on here. And here's a better look at the Jessie I got. Other than these two, that girl right there is the only other like good thrift store find I got. Here we go. She's pretty hard to find from what I know, or she's like really expensive. But I don't know, I love little things like this, and she was just so cute. I had to have one. I think it was like, it says $24 on here, but I feel like we got her a little bit cheaper. But I don't know. Just keep her right. Oh, there's things in the way. And then here's the Jessie. Here we go. She's all looking good. Like, again, I think the only weird thing is, like, the plastic looks off. Actually, in this camera, it doesn't look as off. But in person, it's very obvious, like, her hands are gray. But I come to think about it, when I was, like, actually messing with it, her head's a different vinyl, so that's why, I think. So, like, the colors changed over time differently. So, this turned into a gray, where this stayed more of a, like, a pinky color. But, like, see, I am still amazed that there's, like, no staining on her or anything. Oh, and the cool thing about, like, the Toy Story toys is they say Andy on the bottom of them. So, it's pretty cool. So she's just gonna stay back here for now unless I ever find a different, better place for her. And he stays in here too. I'm not sure what other weapons. I'm gonna put a wrap on this too, so that way he can hold it a little bit better and it's not just gonna slide out. So, like that. And I think I'm making nunchucks, and I do have, like, I'm gonna make him a whole, like, weapon thing, so that way I can have him use whatever. I do not have a name for him, so if you guys have, like, any cool artist names other than Van Gogh, please, let me know, because, obviously he's not a Ninja Turtle like the original Ninja Turtle. He's a new character, so yeah, and I'm not good with names. I don't think Picasso would be a really good one either. I don't know. If you guys have any cool ideas, let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the little show and tell of the custom turtle I've done. I don't know. Maybe I should go online and see if I can find the Leo in this version. Because whenever I get turtles, if I don't have room or if I don't need all of them, I'll just buy the Leo, because he is my favorite turtle. So I might try to find the Leo version of this and get him. Although I don't know what these are called, so if you guys know, please let me know. But yeah, onto pictures, and that will be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay. I know I just ended the video, but I forgot to talk about a couple things. I think I showed his posability already, but I'll show you again. So, and I painted him in a way that he's most likely not going to chip in the areas. Because I just antiqued his skin, he's most likely not going to chip or anything near the joints, so that's good. And, I don't know, anywhere else I don't think is likely to chip, just because of its placement and stuff. Like, I think the only thing that would chip would be his hands, but he at the shoulder, he bends his arm. He has no elbow articulation, which sucks, but whatever. Wrist articulation, and then this is where I modded him. You can actually see it's actually slightly uneven. I just realized. But it's whatever, you don't really notice it. But I dremeled this out to, because it used to be like that, I think. Like the space in between my finger and the thing, that's where the shell used to be. So I did that so that way he actually is better at sitting. And I have sat him down a little bit before, so, you know. And then he also has knee articulation, so he can sit down pretty okayly. I mean, no better than a normal action figure turtle, so I think he looks good. And then his whole head is a ball joint, so I can actually position his head like really far up, or I can position it looking down to the side. So he's a pretty awesome figure, and I only spent like $4 on him, because I'm pretty sure in store these are upwards towards like maybe, well actually if he's an older one, it'd probably be closer to 30 to find him, but I don't know. I just know toys roughly this size are around the $20 range. So I got a cool toy for freaking $4, and I made a custom. And I already showed you guys that part, but I forgot to tell you guys about the mod I did. And you can actually see, like, you're not supposed to be able to look in. It's supposed to look like this, more finished. But I don't know, you like really, you barely even noticed that. Was I think, like, I barely noticed because I'm so used to it. That's why I didn't say anything when in the first clip, so. And later I might fix this so that way it's a little more up, because I do think he could sit a little more upwards. And this leg does, I think, hit a little bit lower, so I don't know, I'll figure it out. For now, he's really good, and I do like pose him standing more often than sitting, so I just forgot to show you guys that. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys, and if you have any questions, comment below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.